Mexico, are strikes against the cartels still on the table?
Absolutely.
Even against our biggest trading partner?
Absolutely. Mexico is going to have to straighten it out really fast, or the answer is absolutely.
Would you be willing to use drones, whatever military it takes, to take out those drug cartels in Mexico?
Yes, I've already said that. We will lean in against the drug cartels. We will absolutely reserve the right. If they're invading our country and killing our people, we have the right to defend this country. We have the right to hold them accountable. And it's not just if they happen to come over our border. And if Mexico's not going to help us with that, well, then we're going to have to do what we have to do.
The drug cartels have been declared terrorist organizations. And if you find that, and we know if there's Al Qaeda, we're going to hit them. I don't care if you're in Somalia, Sudan, or in Syria. If we find that they continue to fire at our border control and they continue to put fentanyl into our country, as the Secretary of Defense, are you permitted now to go after them in Mexico or wherever they are?
Brian, I don't want to get ahead of the president, and I won't. That's ultimately going to be his decision. But let me be clear, all options will be on the table. If we're dealing with what are designated to be foreign terrorist organizations who are specifically targeting Americans on our border, and we're finally securing our border. We've been securing other people's border for a very long time. The military is shifting toward an understanding of homeland defense on our sovereign territorial border. That is something we will do and do robustly. So we're already...
I keep trying to tell people to get ready for the southern border war, and people still think that it's an overreaction because people hear the world... I keep telling people to get ready for the southern border war, and people keep thinking that it's an overreaction because for some reason when people hear the word war, they think of like things on a massive scale. They think of World War I or World War II. No, I don't think it's going to be anything on a massive scale. I don't think it's going to be, an officially declared war. But I do think we're going to see some military action. I do think we're going to see, some conflict. I do think that we're going to see possibly strikes, not just within Mexico, but within other countries as well. And one of the things you got to look at is how we're building up troops on the southern border right now. A lot of people seem to believe that we're sending all of these troops to kind of help the border patrol agents to stop people from coming across the border. And yeah, that's the case, but that's not the only reason we're building up these troops. If you pay attention and you look at some of this buildup, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but from things I've seen before, when you start building up troops on the border, you're usually preparing for something. And I think that some of what we're preparing for is maybe retaliation once we conduct some of these strikes. Meaning we're going ahead and putting military personnel on the border just in case the cartel tries to do something stupid and they try to retaliate, maybe come across the border and do something crazy after we start conducting airstrikes on some of their facilities, on some of these targets, in Mexico, throughout South America, and other places as well. In fact, just today, we had an airstrike on a member of ISIS. Okay? Donald Trump carried out an airstrike on some type of ISIS member. Here's his statement right here. This morning, I ordered precision military airstrikes on the senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists he recruited and led in Somalia. These killers who were found hiding in caves threatened the U.S. and our allies. The strikes destroyed the caves they live in and killed many terrorists without, in any way, harming civilians. Our military has targeted this ISIS attack planner for years, but Biden and his cronies wouldn't act quickly enough to get the job done. I did. The message to ISIS and all others who would attack Americans is that we will find you and we will kill you. Now that's kind of intense. You didn't hear anything like this when Biden was president. You didn't get any messages like this. You know, it's easy, like when I read this, I kind of laugh. But imagine if you're one of our enemies reading this. It has to be scary. Now, you might be wondering, why are you bringing up this airstrike on these ISIS members? What does that have to do with Mexico and the cartel? Well, we have labeled and designated these cartels as terrorists now. So that means officially there's no difference between ISIS and these various cartels. There's no difference. Officially, you might be able to label differences. You might think there's a huge difference. But on an official level, the cartels are now recognized as terrorist groups. So in the same way that we can just say, hey, we're going to go to Somalia and carry out airstrikes, we don't care what no one says, we will do the same thing against the cartel in Mexico or insert country name here. If it's not a place like one of the world's superpowers, you best believe America don't give a damn. We will come and conduct these strikes. Now, you might agree with this, you might disagree with this. I'm just saying that, hey, this is definitely on the table. It doesn't matter if you think it's right to conduct these airstrikes. It doesn't matter if you think it's right for America to go to other countries to attack the cartel. What matters is that this is on the table and it's a strong possibility. And if you look at the troop buildup, if you look at the rhetoric and what has been talked about, it seems as if they're not going to tell you their plans, but it seems as if this is a part of the plan. Strikes are coming. Only a matter of time. Trump's only been in office for a week or two. Give it time, and I think we're going to see something play out. And I do think we'll see retaliations at the southern border. I don't think we're going to see something on a major level where thousands of cartel members are all like charging the southern border. We're not going to see anything like that. But we're going to see maybe some guerrilla warfare, maybe some drones and different sabotage and different stuff like that. The cartel isn't going to go down just without a fight. I know that for sure. So I think that we're going to see a lot of action at the southern border and even action abroad in other countries in the near future. And I mean, at this point, you can't say that it's me or other people overreacting, because the people in charge of all of this are the ones telling you that it's not off the table. And when they say, hey, it's not off the table, it usually means, hey, it's on the table. It's already prepared. We're just getting ready to, you know how they have that metal thing over the dish, you uncover the dish and slice right in. That's what we're waiting on right now. But you guys let me know what you think of all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.